This time, let's try to show the property of vector addition and scalar multiplication in R3. Now we have here two vectors, x provided with the components x sub 1, x sub 2, and x sub 3. We know that it's actually in R3, that's why we have three components here. Similarly, for our y, we also have three components. They're all elements of R3, and any c which is scalar or a real number. Now we're going to show that these two operations are actually closed, the vector addition and scalar multiplication is closed for R3. Okay, so how do we add vectors and how do we multiply a scalar quantity to a certain vector? Okay, let's try to find out the result when you're going to add the two vectors x and y. If we have here x plus y, we are just actually adding all the components component-wise. So for our x, it's actually x sub 1, x sub 2, x sub 3, and you have here for your y, y sub 1, you have y sub 2, and y sub 3. In adding vectors, similar to our R2, where we add component-wise, meaning the first components will be added, second components, this time in R3, still the same, but we just have additional component for our result. That would mean we'll have here the result for the sum of x and y. You will have here x sub 1 plus y sub 1 for the first component. We have here x sub 2 plus y sub 2 for the second component. And you have here x sub 3 plus y sub 3 as our third component. This is how we add vectors in R3. Again, adding the components component-wise. Obviously, we can also look into this one here that the result of the sum or vector addition for any vectors would also contain three different components. Okay, that would mean for this situation, x plus y is still an element of R3. This means that vector addition is really closed for R3. Okay, so we are assured that if we're going to add vectors, and given that the two vectors are already in R3, the resulting vector would also be a vector in R3. That means, again, it is closed. There is a closure property for vector addition. Now, let's look into the scalar multiplication. It's the idea of multiplying any scalar, let's say c, as identified in our given, times any vector, let's say x. If we talk about scalar multiplication, we're just going to distribute the scalar quantity to all the components of our vector. It will look like this. You have c times the components of your x, x sub 1, x sub 2, and x sub 3. To find the result for this, again, as mentioned, multiply the same scalar to all the components of the vector. That would mean your result here is cx sub 1, cx sub 2, and cx sub 3. This time, we're just going to multiply all the results here, and it would stand to the result when we multiply a certain scalar to any vector. This is also true if we're going to say multiply the same scalar to the second vector, which is y. Similar to our vector addition, we can see here that cx, provided that x is actually an element of R3, is still an element of R3. What does this tell us? Similar to our vector addition, scalar multiplication for R3 is also closed. This would mean that these two operations, vector addition and scalar multiplication, are both closed, or again, the resulting vectors are still elements of the same set. These two are actually the first conditions in order for us to identify whether R3 is a vector space or not. There are 10 actions for a certain space to be called a vector space, and two of them is actually the closure property for vector addition, or in this case addition, general perspective, and if it is also closed under a scalar multiplication. By discussing this, we're able to express already or illustrate the first two actions. We are going to have 4 separate videos, 2 for each. Okay, we're going to discuss all the rest of the actions, because you would also like to express here that our R3 is also a vector space. We're going to combine this video with the remaining 4 videos and later on declare, if possible, that the R3 is actually a vector space. Understanding that a certain space is a vector space specifically to this would help us understand the rest of the concepts that will revolve around R3, which is of course the space for our geometry of the sphere, the intended topic for this playlist. Please stay tuned for those 4 videos and the rest of the videos pertaining into the identification of our R3 and geometry of the sphere. Thank you very much for watching.